Hey, what's up guys, Eater94 back with the final figure from the House of X Tri-Sentinel wave. This is the build-a-figure review for Tri-Sentinel. Hasbro Marvel Legends, let's get to it. Takes 6 figures to complete this build-a-figure, although there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces because there's 3 heads. You only need 6 figures, so that means one figure, there's 7 figures total, comes without a build-a-figure piece, and that is the Wolverine that we just recently reviewed. You don't need him to complete this Tri-Sentinel, so if you have enough Wolverines in your collection, you don't want another one, you're not forced to buy one. So that's pretty cool. If you guys are interested in picking up this wave and completing a Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure, you can pick up the whole set from BigBadToyStory.com. There is a link down below in the description where you guys can check it out for yourself. So here is our Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure put together. And don't you just love it when you just break your fingers when you try to put together a Build-A-Figure? It only happens like every time. So this thing was, for the most part, pretty simple to put together. The arms, the legs snapped in very nicely, but the heads, man, the heads did not want to go into that little peggle. And then once you get 1 or 2 in, that last one is even more difficult to put in because there's less space for your big fingers to be pushing onto that tiny little peg with sculpted tiny little spikes that hurt your finger. I mean, I don't know. It's just, it was a bit of a pain to get the heads all put together. I had to run some hot water through the peg to try to push it in, but nonetheless, I have prevailed and put together to Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure, and he looks pretty fantastic looking. It looks good. I like it, and he's actually, of course, as you see, bending his knees, so he's a lot taller than what he looks like right now. He's a cool looking Build-A-Figure. This is all you get though. You don't get no accessories or any alternate pieces or whatnot. What you see here is just what you get with the Build-A-Figure. So Tri-Sentinel stands about 8 to 9 inches tall, more like 8, closer to 8.5. So he does have some pretty good height to him. So taking a closer look at the Tri-Sentinel heads, you can see there they're all the same, of course. And they look pretty cool, nicely sculpted, painted, pretty good. I like the sculpt around the necks there. Nice detail going down to that very skinny torso and wide torso too. Looks pretty good. Down to the legs. Paint job and sculpt and detail look pretty decent in my opinion. Looks good. For a very skinny looking figure, he does hold the weight of the upper torso pretty good. So that's great to know. The joints are pretty tight so he doesn't droop over or fall over too much. Here's the back. Very shiny, glimmery, glossy plastic. And the hands there. So overall, very nice. While we're up close, let's take a look at the articulation of the figure, at least for the heads here. They look kind of weird, but it's actually pretty nice. You know, the heads swivel left and right like this. They kind of look up and down as well, and that goes for each and every one of them. And then the necks, you see how they pop off. The necks, see it hurts every time you push that in. The necks rotate like this, so you can kind of do crazy stuff like that if you want. You can turn them all to the side. You know, you can pose them in various different positions like that. So it's pretty cool. I like it. I like the way they did it, and it's interesting to see what people will do with posing these guys in the future. So that's your neck articulation. While we're here, let's expand out and check out the rest of the articulation. So the arms are going to go forward all the way up like that. It does angle out because of those shoulder, I guess, armor pieces. So it goes like that. They go in and out. We don't get any type of shoulder, butterfly, or socket articulation. We have no bicep swivel or anything like that. We have a single jointed elbow. So, it bends like that. It's more than a 90-degree bend. It swivels at that elbow. It also kind of bends backwards too. We have a swivel at the wrist with a hinge at the wrist. Diaphragm joint swivels and it rotates around. Legs are going to kick forward all the way up, which is pretty nice. Go all the way down. They go in and out. Pretty decent movement there. We do get thigh swivels, double jointed knees like that. And then down to the ankles, we have an ankle hinge and a rocker at the foot. So just kind of showing off the articulation on the figure. Since he's so skinny and the legs have double jointed knees, you could pull off poses like this fairly easily. So it's nice. nice range of motion and movements, and you can get him on one knee and get him some cool poses for sure. Alright, and for the size comparison, I'll throw in the entire wave here next to TRI-SENTINEL. You can see, of course, he towers over everybody, as he should. And we have, let's go through it from left to right, Omega Sentinel, we have Magneto, we have Marvel Girl, Moira MacTaggert, Charles Xavier, Cyclops, and Wolverine. This is the entire TRI-SENTINEL Build-A-Figure wave, all here. This is what you need to get to complete your TRI-SENTINEL. Overall, it's a great looking wave. I'm actually very pleased with it. I'm happy with all the figures in it. I don't think there's any here that I don't want. I want to have each of these in my collection for sure. And I think Hasbro did a good job overall with this Sentinel wave. Let me know down below in the comments what you think of the wave. Do you guys like it? Do you think it's one of their better waves? Do you think it's one of their worst waves? What's your favorite figure from the wave? What's your least favorite? I would have to say probably my favorite one from the wave probably goes to Omega Sentinel. And my least favorite maybe Wolverine, just because we've gotten Wolverine so many times before. And it's nothing too special. I would say maybe he's my least favorite. Not saying he's horrible or anything, just my least one out of all of them. I do like Moira just because she comes in that lab coat slash regular clothing attire where you could snap on a Mary Jane head or a Gwen Stacy head or her head and have multiple figures, kit bashes and whatnot. It's a very fun figure to play around with. So with that, that's the quick and easy review of the TRI-SENTINEL Build-A-Figure from the Hasbro Marvel Legends House of X wave. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, have a great day. Bye.